simple pendulum. Simple pendulum. This is very important article in this topic, and that is oscillation. Sometimes you may ask a question in the board exam, and what is that? Define an ideal simple pendulum and also obtain an equation for its time period. Obtain an equation for its time period. So, in order to define a simple pendulum, here we have to consider certain facts as far as ideal simple pendulum is concerned. Ideal. Ideal simple pendulum. So ideal. Simple, basically, simple pendulum is nothing but a bob suspended from a rigid support. A heavy bob suspended from a rigid support with the help of a string. With the help of a string, that we call it as a simple pendulum. You all are familiar with the pendulum that is observed in a clock. Okay, so in a clock, pendulum is there, and that pendulum, it oscillates about its equilibrium position. But for our convenience, we'll consider that a bob is suspended from a rigid support with the help of a string. But this is not an ideal simple pendulum. In order to be an ideal simple pendulum, this pendulum must satisfy certain characteristics. And what are they? So, in order to define an ideal simple pendulum, we can define it as a heavy particle, heavy particle, heavy particle, heavy particle, suspended from, a heavy particle suspended by an inextensible massless and flexible means a heavy particle suspended by an inextensible, this should be inextensible, massless and flexible string from a rigid support is called as an ideal simple pendulum. Means for an ideal simple pendulum, the string, it must be massless, it must be inextensible, it must be flexible. So these are the characteristics which must be satisfied by the string or by the pendulum. Then we can say that it is an ideal simple pendulum. Means the ideal simple pendulum can be defined as a heavy particle suspended by an inextensible, massless and flexible string from a rigid support is called as an ideal simple pendulum. This is the definition of ideal simple pendulum. So while writing the definition, you must use a proper wording. You must use a proper wording. Just like heavy particle. This heavy particle, this is very important. Means this is a single particle. This is a single particle and it is heavy. Secondly, the string, it must be inextensible, massless, and flexible string. So all these words should include in a definition. Then only it will be a correct definition. Okay, this is one thing. But practically, it is not possible to have a heavy particle. In order to perform this experiment or in order to construct a simple pendulum in our laboratory, it is not possible for us to find out a heavy particle. So instead of heavy particle, we use a heavy sphere. We use heavy sphere. And generally it is a bob. Generally it is a bob, metal bob. Okay, which is spherical in shape, heavy sphere. Then we can have inextensible string. Okay, massless. So massless string is not possible for us. So for that we use light, having the mass of the string is very small, as far as it is negligible. So that what we can say, it is a light string. So in our laboratory, instead of heavy particle, we use a heavy sphere, or which we call it as a bob. Instead of massless, we use a light. We use light string, and then we can construct a simple pendulum. So we can define the simple pendulum as a heavy sphere suspended, heavy sphere or a metal bob suspended by an inextensible light string from a rigid support is called as a simple pendulum. In order to define simple pendulum, what we use, this simple pendulum can be defined as a heavy sphere or in bracket bob suspended by an inextensible light string from a rigid support is called as a simple pendulum. So this is the definition of simple pendulum. That means in order to define ideal simple pendulum and in order to define simple pendulum, we have to make certain changes in the wording. Okay, so let us find out an equation for the time period of a simple pendulum. Okay. So this is the rigid support. Okay. This is string. The length of the string is capital L. Capital L means the distance between the point of suspension and the center of gravity of the bob. It is generally at the center of sphere. Means the distance from this point of suspension to the center of gravity of the bob is nothing but length of the simple pendulum, which is denoted by capital L. Okay. Then this is rigid support. Now this is the displaced position. This is a displaced position of the bob. Okay, this is the displaced position of the bob. Now, as the bob is attached with the help of a string, and if you displace it either this side or this side, then you will find that this bob goes on oscillating about this mean position, about this equilibrium position. This is equilibrium position. So if you displace it either towards right hand side or left hand side, this bob starts to oscillate about its equilibrium position. And our aim is to show that this bob performs simple harmonic motion. And also our aim is to find out a derivation for the time period of a simple pendulum. So I redraw the figure. Okay. Yes. This is the angle made by the string at the point of suspension. Suppose it is theta. Suppose it is theta. And this displacement, the particle or this bob, it oscillates about this mean position along this path. This is the path of oscillation of the bob. Okay. This is another extreme point. Okay. So in the displaced position, here tension T is created in the string. T is the tension created in the string. And at this position, the weight of the bob is acting in the vertically downward direction. The weight of the bob is acting in the vertically downward direction, which is denoted by mg. So mg is the weight of the bob and which is acting in the vertically downward direction. This mg can be resolved into two components. Mg can be resolved into two components. One component will lie in this direction. The component will lie in this direction. Okay. So I will show this figure here. This is the weight of the bob, which is mg. So it can be resolved into two components, mg cos theta and this as mg sin theta. Mg sin theta means this vector mg can be resolved into two perpendicular component, mutually perpendicular component. One component will lie in this direction and another component will lie in this direction. This component is mg cos theta, means this component is mg cos theta, and this component is mg sin theta. This is mg sin theta. Okay. So the same figure I have drawn here. So in this figure, it is clearly indicates that mg can be resolved into two components, mg cos theta and mg sin theta. If you observe this figure, then you will find that this mg cos theta, this component of mg, it get balanced by the tension created in the string. Means T, it get balanced by this component mg cos theta. Or these two forces, they get balance each other. One force will be directed in the vertically in this direction along the string, another is acting in this direction. So both these forces, they get balance each other, or what we can say, mg cos theta get balanced by the tension produced in the string. So T equal to mg cos theta. Okay, this is one thing. Secondly, the remaining component is mg sin theta. Mg sin theta. This is directed towards the mean position. And only this component is responsible for the simple harmonic motion of the bob. Because this component, it get balanced by the tension, and the remaining component is mg sin theta, and this mg sine theta is directed towards the mean position, so it has tendency to bring the bob to its original position. And so this plays a role of a restoring force. A restoring force means this is acting as a restoring force, and this force will try to bring the bob towards its equilibrium position. Okay, so the necessary restoring force is provided by this component mg sine theta. So restoring force is equal to mg sine theta. mg sine theta. mg sine theta. Or we can write it as F is equal to mg sine theta. mg sine theta. And here we have to introduce a minus sign. We have to introduce the minus sign, because you see, restoring force is directed towards the mean position. The restoring force is directed towards the mean position, whereas theta goes on increasing in this direction. Theta increases in this direction, and restoring force is directed towards the mean position. Means these two directions, they are exactly opposite to each other. And to indicate this sign convention, we use this negative sign here. So F is equal to minus mg sine theta. This is the restoring force. And this theta is called as the angular displacement. This is actually angular displacement. Theta is the angular displacement. And this theta, it should be as small as possible. This theta, it should be as small as possible, so that this curved portion will act as a straight line path. It should act as a straight line path. So F is equal to minus mg sine theta. Actually, F is equal to minus mg into theta. Mg into theta, as theta is very, very small. In that case, this implies that sine theta is nearly equal to theta. So I will explain this condition. As theta is very, very small, means as this angular displacement, it should be very small. Means this angle made by this string at the point of suspension, it should be as small as possible. So that as this angle is small, this path is also small. And so as the arc path is small, so we can consider this portion as a straight line. And the motion of the bob, it takes place along a straight line path. Because a particle to be in linear SHM, it should move along a straight line path. And if you observe this figure, you will find that this is a curved portion. But as this angle is small, this curved portion can be treated as a straight line. So that's why this angle should be small. So as theta is very, very small, in that case, sine theta is nearly equal to theta. Because if you observe the values for sine theta and theta for the angle less than 10 degree, or up to 10 degree, you will find that the sine theta and theta are nearly same. But beyond this 10 degree, you will find that there is quite variation in the value of sine theta and theta. And we are concerned with the theta. We are not concerned with sine theta. Means this restoring force is related with this theta, not sine theta. And that's why this theta, it should be as small as possible. Okay? Probably or practically, it is not possible to consider this 10 degree, but theoretically what we can say, this angle, it should be less than 10 degree, or at the most we can take it as up to 10 degree. Okay, so that you will get F is equal to minus mg theta, minus mg theta. So here, if you observe this equation, then you will find that this mg is constant, m into g is constant. M is the mass of the bob, g is the acceleration due to gravity. So mg is constant, that is the gravitational force, and here only varying factor is theta. So from this, what we can say, F, this is the restoring force, is directly proportional to minus theta. Minus theta, because this is constant. Constant into theta means it is directly proportional to theta. So this indicates that the restoring force is directly proportional to the angular displacement. Okay, angular displacement, and this negative sign indicates that the direction of restoring force and this displacement theta is exactly opposite to each other. So this indicates that the simple pendulum is performing SHM, because to be a particle in simple harmonic motion, to be a particle is in simple harmonic motion, we need that the restoring force must be directly proportional to the displacement. So here this is theta. This theta can be replaced by if you consider this as arc. This is capital L, length of the. So this side, this angle theta is equal to this side, theta is equal to this angle theta is equal to arc length upon radius. So arc length is x. This is the displacement which is denoted by x. So x divided by radius. Radius is nothing but length of the string, which is capital L. So here theta can be replaced by x upon L. So that you will get minus m into g into x upon L. So here mg by L is constant. Mg by L is constant, that is F is directly proportional to minus. Instead of theta, we have considered this as x upon L, or no need to write this equation. So what you will get, minus mg theta is equal to minus mg x upon L. Mg by L is constant, so this is directly proportional to x. This is directly proportional to x. So what we can say, the restoring force is directly proportional to the displacement of a particle, and this negative sign indicates that the direction of displacement and force are exactly opposite to each other. So this bob is satisfy both the conditions which we require for a particle to be in simple harmonic motion, and so this implies that bob performs SHM. But our aim is to find out an equation for time period. So let us see how we will find out. Bob performs this. We have the basic equation, T is equal to 2 pi by omega. And this omega is nothing but, earlier we had seen, under root acceleration per unit displacement. So now our aim is to find out this acceleration per unit displacement. Let us see how we will find out. Here F is equal to minus mg x upon L. But F is also equal to m into A. F, I will write it here. F is equal to m into A, and F is equal to minus mgx upon L. So m into A is equal to minus mg x upon L. So this will get cancelled. Acceleration is equal to gx by L. Gx by L, or acceleration per unit displacement, means if you transfer this x on the left hand side, you will get a by x is equal to minus g upon L. Means acceleration per unit displacement is nothing but minus g upon L. And if you consider only the magnitude, then this is equal to g by L. Considering only magnitude. Considering only magnitude. So if you substitute this, a by x means acceleration per unit displacement, here what you will get, 2 pi, or I will write it here, 2 pi divided by acceleration per unit displacement means under root g upon L. G upon L. Okay, g by L. And so T is equal to 2 upon 2 pi divide into, this is denominator to denominator, it becomes numerator, L upon G. L upon G. So this is an equation for the time period of a simple pendulum. Time period of a simple pendulum, which is given by 2 pi into under root L upon G. So from this equation, we can say that this time period is directly proportional to square root of the length of the pendulum. It is inversely proportional to the acceleration due to gravity. It is inversely proportional to the acceleration due to gravity. And secondly, as this amplitude, means amplitude, it should be as small as possible. So if the amplitude is small, then we can say that the time period is independent upon the amplitude. Means for smaller amplitude, it doesn't affect the time period of a simple pendulum. So these are the laws of simple pendulum. Means time period is directly proportional to square root of the length of the pendulum. It is inversely proportional to the square root of the acceleration due to gravity, and it does not affect the smaller amplitude. Means smaller amplitude does not affect the time period of a simple pendulum. And the last thing is that this time period is independent upon the mass of the bob. Means for this equation is satisfied for small mass particle as well as big mass particle. Means there is no change in the time period if you change the mass of the bob. So this is the main points as far as this time period is concerned. And while deriving this equation, we have considered that this string, it is massless. It is massless, but practically it is not possible to having a massless string. Okay, so these are the complete derivation of simple pendulum, of the time period of a simple pendulum. In next lecture, we will see angular simple harmonic motion, and there is one particular example of angular simple harmonic motion, that is vibrating magnet. So here we can verify the bob is performing linear SHM, and this equation also satisfy, or from this equation also we can verify the bob is performing linear SHM. See how a acceleration a is equal to gx upon L. This is minus. I forget it to write minus sign. So this is minus. Okay. So here g by L is constant. G by L is constant. So we can say that acceleration A is directly proportional to displacement. Again, this minus sign indicates that the acceleration and the displacement are exactly opposite to each other. Means both the conditions of linear simple harmonic motion are satisfied by this bob, and so we can, or by this simple pendulum. So we can say that the simple pendulum is performing linear simple harmonic motion. Okay. And to get the correct result, practically to get a correct result, the length of the simple pendulum, it should be as large as possible. Okay. So thank you.